got an RV, subscribe.
We just got to a customer's trailer and he has baby goats.
What?
He has baby goats.
Yes. Okay. Alright. So, here is the problem. And we are going to walk through my mindset of how I go about diagging and fixing the problem. So, in Texas, we had that huge freeze last month. And the only problem, thank goodness, that this guy walked away with was when you turn water on to the back of this toilet, start spraying out. And this happens very often, especially if you don't put a regulator on your hose, you get too much high pressure or freeze or something like that. So there is 2 half-inch nuts on each side of the toilet. That's the only 2 things that actually hold this toilet to the floor. And then obviously your water line that goes to the toilet. Now you can take them over. So now you see this one I'm actually able to do this with because they have this long flexible hose. That is not normal. So normally you'd have to take this off before you could take the toilet off, but this actually makes it easier for us this time so that we're able to actually diag it and see it. So I'm going to turn the pump on, we're going to see where it's spraying at. So just as I suspected, it's leaking from right here. It's cracked right there. Give me a paper towel. Actually, so she's cracked right here. So the only thing that actually thankfully needs to be changed on this toilet is the valve itself, and we'll walk you through how to do that.
One of the goats got under the van. We can't get him out. Hey, squeeze under there. Oh wait, no, you're too fat. Come here, little guy.
The way that this works is your water inlet comes in through the bottom. And where it goes to flush is out of this outport right here that goes to this hose right in here, ends up spraying inside the bowl. And this little arm right here goes back and forth like this as you hit the foot pedal on the base of the toilet. So when you hit the base of the toilet, it pulls this way, which then lets the water flush through, and then you get your flushing. So the way you change this, you have 1 Phillips head screw right here. Don't lose it. Pop this piece up right here. Then what you do is pop this hose off the back. Sometimes it can be a little much trouble because of this hose over time will get real hard and not as flexible. So pop that off, take this sucker out, and then there's that. So we can just set that in there. So now we take this, and you always put the arm in first, otherwise you're going to have all sorts of problems. So put the arm in first, just like so. That slides in, push that way, turn this around, and then slide this bad boy right up in here. Once it's slid in, it should clip in place. The little nipple goes in the hole. This is still attached. And then always, I don't know why they didn't have it on the other one, but this little red O-ring right in here. Make sure that's in there, otherwise this will leak. So, make sure that's in there. Get the O-ring, pop that on there. And once you're done with that, you allow a little screw that I told you to hold on to. Don't go ghetto crazy tightening this, just snug. Done. Also, I always put in a new donut. Make sure that the little flange deal is facing down. So, this, just pop that on the bottom. Good to go. These always come with new ones. It's always good to change because you don't want that leaking. Otherwise it'll leak all on the base and it's real nasty and gross. Okay, now we're going to put the toilet back on. So look right here. You always want to make sure that these guys, they have this little T-looking deal. They sit right underneath this flange. Always make sure that's real nice and sturdy underneath there. You want these two to be right in this groove because this is technically the only thing that is holding this toilet onto this flange. So you want to make sure that these are in here nice and snug. So I'm going to get this. Put that on there. And a good rule of thumb on how tight to do these is you want, obviously, the whole toilet to touch the floor. Always get one side tight, like not too tight, but a good bit. I switch to the other side. And then I come back. You don't have to go crazy tight on these. They are not meant to be crazy tight. I just get it to where a good turn, and that's it. See? And she's on there good tight. Then put the water line back on. Also make sure that this washer in here is good. This is a little bit different, but a lot of them have cone fittings. Make sure that cone isn't collapsed, otherwise it will leak out of here too. So you always want to make sure that it has a good O-ring, good seal. And then you do your leak test. Make sure there's no water leaks. Turn the pump on. And we are good to go. Then just the last part is just put these little caps back on. You're done deal. Good to go.